Okay, the fire and smoke map has really become my go-to location for PM 2.5 monitor information. When it first comes up, it'll initialize for a few seconds, so it's good to let it go through that process before you start zooming in. So what we've got are both temporary monitors represented by the triangles, permanent monitors represented by the circles, as well as low-cost sensors represented by the little squares here. It also includes large incidents if those have been populated through the Irwin system and satellite detections of heat, which is sort of like MODIS and VIIRS if you've ever looked at those products. And lastly, a smoke plume extent. So in the summertime when it's busy with wildfires, all these things can be actually make it hard to even read the map. So sometimes you may wish to turn off or on certain features here. When we click on a specific monitoring site, we see it tells us right here, hey, this is coming in as nowcast AQI of 77. You can scroll down through many screens, but the one I use probably most common is the history. And the nowcast is looking at the last several hours, so it averages um, several hours through a formula. It's not a 24-hour average, nor is it a 1 hour average. So that is one of the things that leads to a little bit of confusion sometimes when people are comparing information from two different sources and they're trying to figure out what their air quality actually is at their location. So keep in mind to look if it says nowcast AQI or or real time. They may be using different averaging periods. This hourly concentration is going to show you just the raw numbers in micrograms. So remember, that's just the scientific units of 23 micrograms per cubic meter. Um, AQI is a scale that goes from 0 to 100, and it can be applied for pollutants other than PM 2.5, but again, on this fire and smoke map, it is just using the PM 2.5 numbers. Okay, a couple other neat features on the fire and smoke map are the color vision assist. The AQI colors were not designed very well for people with color blindness issues, and so when you turn this on, it's going to help those folks to distinguish between the different levels. And it also has an option to translate everything on the page into Spanish. So every state is also going to maintain um, air quality monitors and generally provide the data to the public. So here we're looking at Utah's Division of Air Quality. And here's the trend for the last several days in Duchesne County. And you can see that the red line is 1 hour numbers, and the blue line is a 24-hour rolling average. So actually, neither one of those would line up with the nowcast because the nowcast includes, um, between 6 and 12 hours as a rule. So just something to keep in mind there. They're also going to do forecasts, so you can see that um, they're going out in the future, a couple 3 days, and looking like orange USG the next 3 days in Duchesne County. And you can kind of pan around the state and see what they're calling for in the future. Well, that's handy. If we look at Nevada, they're of course just set up a little bit differently, but similar information. Carson City. Um, the notion that they're saying this is near real time suggests that they probably are using basically the nowcast algorithm to report the average of the last several hours with certain weighting values on that. One thing you might notice is you wonder, hey, well, where's Reno and Las Vegas, the two biggest cities? Well, Nevada is not unique in that they have local air districts as well. So Washoe County and Clark County run their own monitoring network, and you would have to pursue that information on their websites, although it is all rolled up again on the fire and smoke map. So that's nice. It's a one-stop shop. Here's just one more example of Idaho. And they do show quite a bit of extra information, including what type of instrument it is. This one in Idaho City is a BAM. and you can get a little bit more into the weeds on some of their information. So that's handy. EPA maintains a really nice air quality data visualization site. I really like this tool, the AQI plot. Here we've called up both PM 2.5 and ozone for 2021 in Reno, Nevada. And the open circles are ozone, and you can see they start to kick up starting in May into occasionally into the orange levels. And ozone is really heavily driven by sunlight, whereas we had certainly a busy wildfire season as well, and that's what we're seeing with this spike of the filled in circles for PM 2.5 coming in July and August. Okay, that's it for the tour, and you will be able to access all these websites through the Learning Portal. Thanks.